Yeah, remember when Bernie people started blaming others for not voting for their interests? Yeah, I do remember that. Remember when Hassan became a cynical millennial asshole after Bernie lost and decided that the lesson to draw from Bernie's loss is that everyone's stupid and he's smart? And then all of a sudden, he just starts dehumanizing the Trump supporters. Oh, they're hog, they're chuds, and he's making all these names. Like, Hassan's becoming fascist. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's hyperbolic, but hear me out. So fascism came into being after the failure of the socialist movement after World War II. And in that failure, the socialists, instead of learning from their mistakes, the social democrats, I should say, instead of learning from their mistakes, they huddled together and stayed in their little copium group, and they started to antagonize the people as the bad ones. And they're like, oh, this is just... And then they just became fascist. They finally accepted that, yes, we must accept the laws of nature for eternity. That's what happened at World War I. Now, with Hassan, same thing's going on with this post-Bernie movement is very dangerous. I think future American fascism will come from the former Bernie movement. Because these people failed, and the way Hassan's coping with the failure of Bernie is very, very dangerous. And I'll tell you why it's dangerous. Because he's creating this insular bubble of embittered ex-Bernie people who just have a vendetta against the people now. And just are creating this like bitter insular circle. And when that circle starts to get actually turned against the people, you're going to start seeing fascism. Whatever that great reset is, whatever that's going on, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and whatever plans they have in the future, I have no idea. But when there's a war with China, there you go. It's going to be these ex-Bernie people who are going to be on the forefront. And you guys would be shocked and fucking surprised. You know, a lot of these people I've encountered on Twitch are literal ex-Bernie staffers. Dylan Burns. I thought Dylan Burns was CIA. Dylan Burns is an ex-Bernie staffer. He worked on the Bernie campaign and with Mike Gravel and those people. And so many of these people I've debated were the same. Destiny was a Bernie guy in 2016. Thank you, Gorilla Gopnik. Yeah, we obviously have Trump. We have Vosh. Vosh was super big on Bernie, right? It's like all of these people are slowly morphing into something else now. And I'm not calling them crypto-fascists to cancel them, because I don't think anyone should be banned based on their ideology on Twitch. I'm completely against that. Even if you're the worst of the worst, I'm against deplatforming, right? But let's just call a spade a spade. This is the origin of fascism itself. Fascism came from embittered and disgruntled ex-socialists who just finally accepted that it's not possible because of... And instead of critiquing themselves, they blamed the world. Right? And that's where fascism came from. More or less, that's where fascism came from. After World War I, which was such a catastrophic war, these people just realized you can't reconcile the old social democratic socialism with this new order emerging, right? So they became fascists. They weren't going to become... There was two ways to respond to World War I, the crisis of World War I. The Bolsheviks or becoming a fascist. The Bolsheviks were saying they had a way of making sense of it and responding to it, imperialism and so on. The fascists responded to it by saying all of Marxism and socialism actually was wrong and fascism was correct, right? So, look, you want to know where fascism is going to come from in America? It's going to come from these types. I know Hassan doesn't want to be a fascist and he would hate having to be associated with that or whatever, but my words of caution for Hassan, you are in a very dangerous spot right now. Like, you're in a dangerous place, dude. You are all too comfortable with this kind of necro aesthetic of like this rotting, decaying, you're not willing to let go and learn from the failure, and you're just planting your feet in the ground and still blaming everyone else for the failure. Yeah, it's a really dangerous road to go down. You know, and Hassan says things sometimes that really do freak me out. Like, for example, when Hassan says shit like fucking, I'm glad that people are dying from COVID who didn't get vaccinated or don't want to get the vaccine. That's really scary to me. I mean, I just find that really just, I don't know what's exactly happening, guys, but we're looking at a new Malthusian, eugenic, anti-human, anti-working class order that's going to emerge. It's just going to be an all-out war between liberals, technocrats, Bill Gates types, guarded by the kind of Antifa, ultra-left foot soldiers against like 75% of the population. It's going to be like 25% versus 75%. Maybe it's going to be even less. Maybe it's going to be 20 or 15% against 85%, right? I don't know the exact number, but we're looking at a dangerous situation of like a fascist 25% waging war on like 75% of the people, right? Yeah. Look, guys, what I'm saying sounds crazy now. But all you need to do is wait for the shocking moment. There's going to be a shocking moment